everyone, it's the month of love. Our guest for today is a symbol of love, courage, compassion, and kindness. So if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling alone, if you are bullied, if you're neglected, there's someone out there who is going to guide you by the hand and help you rise against bullying. Let's welcome the amazing Justin Preston. Hi, Justin. Thank you so much for coming to the show. How are you? You look so glorious and glamorous today, as always.
Thank you. I'm doing very well. It feels so nice to just be able to just, get all dolled up, get all sparkly, and be able to be on your show.
Thank you for doing all of this and for the time you took to come to the show. I know you're very busy. The first time we met you was in 2015 when you were one of our recipients for the Inspiring Youth Award. So very, very deserving. And before that and after that, you've just been on the news, on camera, on TV, everywhere. And you just keep doing what you do. Where are you getting your passion, your courage, your motivation to do this for others, Justin?
I always tell myself that I'm going to use my voice to be there for the 15-year-old little me. And when I use my voice and doing my motivational speaking, I still get nervous. I still have the fears of, oh my gosh, I'm going to talk in front of a bunch of people. But I always have the motivation to be able to use my voice, to use it for those that are voiceless, to show them that I once felt that I didn't belong because I believed what others thought of me, to taking a negative situation and turning it positive. It's the drive, it's the feedback, it's the people, it's connecting. Knowing what my actions have done and sharing my story makes other people share theirs. And from that, I was able to inspire and uplift people where they ended up reminding me of my actions and worth. So it's like fuel. I dish out kindness and people dish back kindness. And it's like recycling. I just keep going.
The more you do things, the more people, pay it forward. And then the more you're inspired. And it's like a ripple effect.
Exactly. Dominoes.
Wow. I remember the last time I wanted you to come to the show. Was that last year? And then you were here. You were in Vancouver, but because your itinerary was so hectic, I go, okay, we got to have you one of these days. Thank God for this technology. I know COVID is not very good news, but here we are.
And that's just the amazing thing. It's virtual. I'm now being able to connect with amazing people like you. And just to be able to see faces, it's like, wow. It's amazing. And I'm very, very blessed for technology.
That's true. You can reach out even more. You have so many followers globally. And come to think of it, you had such a traumatizing bullying experience and you didn't give up. In fact, you became stronger. You became such a huge voice for so many. And here you are representing so many people. And your story is actually very relatable for so many. And I know you have another project. I saw this last December, and that's why I reached out to you. How did you start your letter project? It is so touching. I can't believe how much work you put into this.
It's been a lot of dedication and a lot of concentration and organization, things that I'm not really good at, but I had to learn how to be a little more organized, be able to collect hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people's information, knowing that each letter I'm writing is going to them and then verifying it through the email and a check process. But it all started with several years ago. I used to receive fan mail. Or letters from people sharing their stories to me. And I ended up writing back to people. And I used to think that was so cool. And I was really inspired being a kid as well when I would receive a card in the mail. And usually it was around Christmas from my grandparents. And that joy and that exciting of I got something. And as we get older, we turn into adults. And I'm still reaching out to a lot of young people. And I'm still getting the story. So I started off with handwriting full page letters. And with having carpal tunnel, I thought, that it's really, really straining on my right hand. So I thought, how am I going to continue on with letters by Justin to still stay connected? And I came up with cards, blank cards, Christmas cards. But Christmas is where more requests started coming every single year. And I can't express this year in particular. Once I said who would like a Christmas card or letters by Justin by me, the huge request outpour of people from all over that really wanted a Christmas card because of how hard this year has been.
Among all of these thousands, I'm sure, of letters you've received, is there something that you have singled out that you thought just gave you that aha moment?
As thinking of it, I do receive a lot, and a lot of people saying that I've saved their lives or that I've inspired them to do better in their schools or in their communities. But one of the most inspiring letters that I have received personally was when I wrote out to a girl in the States. I sent her encouraging words. She was being bullied and having a really hard time. And I think that having a response from her mother, telling me on how thankful she was that her daughter connected to me and that she's been looking me up and so proud of a young individual that is making a difference, not only in her child's life, but people all around. And I think when I got that letter from a parent telling me thank you and that you probably have saved my daughter's life, it, I'm getting a little emotional just talking about it, but it's just you don't realize the actions that you do and the positive impacts that you can make in people's lives. And you just don't know unless people tell you. And like you mentioned, a ripple effect. I wrote to a girl in the States that was going through a real hard time about bullying. And I shared my personal life with her, where her mother obviously was involved in her life and supporting her and reread our letters between each other, where she personally wrote to me without the daughter knowing. And you wouldn't really know because you get to hear from one side, but then you get to see a different view of it. And you really realize that one little small kind action can go very far.
Wow. You are the face of Kids Helpline, right? Walk so kids can talk. And I know that there are many people in the organization that help. When people run for help, there will always be someone to talk to them. In your case, that's why I really, really admire you, is because you personally respond to these letters. And we don't even want to, I don't even know how long it'll take you to get to the very last letter, but it's just you're pouring your heart out into this, and I think this is why they listen to you, Justin, because they believe you. You're showing your real self, your heart through these letters. You're probably going to get a lot of letters this February. Are you expecting that?
My mailbox gets so crazy to the point where I have like my neighbors letting me know that like there's stuff outside of it. It's it is amazing. And Christmas cards, I cannot imagine. So this year, unfortunately, I injured my hand through glass garbage. It was an incident, but it stopped me from writing, from reaching my goal of 1,000 letters this year, 1,000 cards that I was hoping to reach.
Oh.
But while recovering, receiving those Christmas cards while I was unable to move my hand, I had to sit and recover and stay in bed. It was so uplifting myself to just read positive messages from people on how much I've impacted their life this Christmas, or that the Christmas card that they received was the only Christmas present that they got, and that was more than they could ask for. Little things like that made me so appreciative of who I was, even though I felt like defeated in that short moment.
While you provide a lot of strength and inspiration for others, when you were not able to write and you were experiencing your own pain, you got strength from them. It's always really a give and take relationship, and that's what makes things powerful because and successful, because in your case now you're getting a lot of motivation from them, and it's also because you've provided so much inspiration, and you're touching so many lives. You represent so many sectors in the community, those who are suffering from bullying and the LGBTQ. I just saw your video about the Toronto police, that the sparkles thing, and that made me cry.
Oh. And it's just like that. Take a second out of your day just to see. I seen a group of police officers just standing there. There's a lot of topic too, around pride, and so I just went up to them and I said, like, if you support the LGBTQ plus community, because obviously you guys are all here in a huge group, would you guys take my jar of glitter? I love sprinkling it all over myself. When you walk down the streets, people are like, "Oh, you're really glittery," and I have glitter in my hair. I don't know if you can
I
see, but
love it. I should
I
do that
love
too.
glitter. It gives a little gist because then
Of
people are like,
course.
"What's in her hair?" Oh, it's all in her hair. Oh, it sparkles, you know.
It's everywhere.
But it was amazing just to see the officers all work together, making sure the one, two, three, and they threw it up in the air. And that's what team building is. That's what a community is. And it was really nice to just randomly walk and say, hey, and I'm glad that I have people that record too, because, I was just really excited.
And you can't record everything that you do, and you never know how they're
No,
going to react.
exactly.
Wow. Now, at your level right now, do you still encounter difficulty, like when you try to speak out, when you try to approach someone, or do you still encounter challenges?
There's definitely a lot of challenges. A lot of people that do know who I am obviously are a little more trustworthy of me being able to come forward with their issues and concerns about their lives for someone that they know versus someone that doesn't really know me but they've been following. It's very hard to especially get those people in particular to reach out, or if I'm reaching out to them, there's those walls, right? The trust. And unfortunately, in these cases with bullying and mental health, the LGBTQ plus community, you don't know who that you can talk to that's not going to judge you as you're already feeling judged by so many. And the numbers of people that do reach out, it's really scary because sometimes I'm trying to have a me day and my me days are no longer me days because I'm making sure that I'm putting those people first, because they need help. They need a direction of where to go with any situation in life. And if I can be a tool or resource to anybody that encounters with me and in their life, I will absolutely dedicate all my time to help them. But it's definitely very tough.
When things like this happen and you have so little time and there are so many people needing your help, are you able to, do you even try to, do you have to prioritize, like, okay, I have to talk to this person first? Have you come to that point where there's just so many to help and there's just one you?
So even with my friends, like I've come to learn that like I was avoiding a lot of my friends because I was dedicating all my time and my energy just based off of people that were in crisis.
Yeah.
And I still do that. Sometimes I even say, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not putting my family first. I'm putting others first because I can spend 6 hours the handwriting letters personally. Took me doing 70, 60 a night and daytime hours because I'm going through emails, making sure I'm writing to the same person, reading their story, replying to it in the card, and making it real. But it's really tough, and I'm grateful for my friends that kind of woke me up in a sense that said, we understand what you do and we appreciate you, and just let us know. Stay a little more informed, connect with us, just to say, hey, really busy right now with a little situation, and I'm just blessed to have friends like that understand. It's a lot of making sure that you're not letting people down. And like you said, serious versus not so serious. I have to make sure that I'm speaking with the one that is very serious and upset and fired up, where I can get to the one that's not so serious and just wants to chat.
Yeah.
The balance of making sure like my priority is what is important, what's not. And it's very challenging, and I'm very very fortunate to be involved with Kids Help Phone, which is a 24-hour line that is also a charity that even has crisis text line that's powered by Kids Help Phone that people are able to call or text while they're going through situations. They're now open and expanded for frontline workers, essential workers,
Yeah.
adults, and young people through crisis text line and with the hotline for young people. And it's really crazy because especially in this time, we're all stuck inside. And if you're not in a supporting home, or if you're in a supporting home and you're not reaching out to your parents, then there's not that connection themselves, which stirs up bigger problems and issues, especially if it's something to do with cyberbullying online and a child doesn't tell the parent that what's going on and it becomes worse. And for my situation, I can relate because I wish I would have reached out a little more to my mom because she was my best friend and my biggest supporter. But when it comes to your personal mental health or your personal issues, sometimes you would rather speak to someone else than your guardians, right? And that open communication, I think, is really important.
So that's really true because, you just confirmed it because, you're close to your parents. But when it comes to mental health, the presence of friends is really, really important because I think because you are
Yes.
on the same level, you think that's the reason why you sometimes talk to your friends first before you talk to your parents.
Yes, 100%.
Many things can happen to us no matter how no one's perfect, right? No matter how active we can be or how good we can be, we'll have our down times. And just listening to you, giving all your time and energy and heart to others, I know that sometimes you probably will need people too, and we're hoping that they will be there for you as much as you are there for everyone because you never
And
complain.
no, and that's just it too. Is like I had to understand my support base and my friends and making sure I was on the same level with them, having open communication because we are all human and it's okay not to feel okay. We all have emotions. We all go through experiences and it's okay to share those experiences, whether they are good or bad. Myself, I sometimes can look very polished and perfect. And when people are meeting me, they're like, you are so down to earth. And I always remind everyone I'm no bigger or better than anyone. Doesn't matter if I have thousands of followers. It doesn't matter if I had $1 million, because if I had $1 million, I would be the one going to every charity organization, making a name better for myself by contributing to those that contribute to our community. Um, it's just, it's beautiful. Life is too short and you have to enjoy every moment of it.
That's true. And people like you really, really give hope to so many because I think bullying is it's not going to go away, but it's more like being strong, like the example that you show. Now, there are people out there, I'm sure, bullies who follow you and see what you do. Do you have any message for them, to those who are very comfortable in hurting others, Justin?
But I would say to them that if they could just take a few moments of their time and look in the mirror and just look at yourself for at least 30 seconds. And if the answer is that I don't love the person that I'm seeing, that's where we need to take a step back and learn to focus on ourselves and to be able to learn to love ourselves a little more or to change ourselves in ways that are going to make us more happier, being the person looking in the mirror. I find that jealousy is very contagious. And when people take the time out of their day just to bring somebody down, they see a reflection of what they wish to be. And I would always recommend that if you are going through a hardship yourself, whether it's in home or out in the community, to reach out to somebody that you trust and love. Because those that bully, I find that also were going through hardships themselves. And I've seen a lot of my friends, which I'm so proud to now say that they're my friends, because I had some bullies in high school, which I can say that are now my friends. And I get to understand them a little bit more on their backstory in their lives, being able to have that opportunity to walk into their lives, to see who they were and why they were the way that they were. Um, but just remember that you are loved and that people do have feelings and words do hurt. 14, 15 years later, here I am speaking on bullying because bullying has affected my life to the point where I still get emotional. I still have my ups and downs. I still go through flashbacks, visiting certain areas. I feel uncomfortable, like the big city, Niagara Falls. Beautiful city. But because I was attacked there, every time I go there, that's all I think of. So, to anyone that does bully, I would recommend that you just show kindness, show some understanding. And if you're unsure, try to educate yourself a little more on why you don't like that person and figure out ways that how you can like those people, even if it's not to your beliefs. Opinions, they're everywhere, but being kind, it costs $0.
It totally makes sense. I see your post about loving yourself, be kind to yourself, because I agree. Until you love yourself, you really will not see beauty in others because you don't even see beauty in your own heart, right?
Exactly.
Your words are so powerful, Justin. And wow, I just wish that we could post your photos everywhere and share your videos every time because you never know what time there's someone, you never know at that moment that someone's looking for inspiration or looking for help. And through your voice, through your work, and through your social media, you're able to reach out to so many. And I know you mentioned you may not even know them, that they are trying to reach out to you, but through your posts, through your messages, you have actually reached out to them. And we are very, very fortunate to have you with us today and for you to share your beautiful message. You are beautiful inside and out. And I just love how you radiate and show so much beauty everywhere you go, and your sparkles talk about your personality. You sparkle everywhere you go. And I'm so happy you joined us today, Justin. Do you have any message for those who are watching us right now, aside from the beautiful message you already gave?
All I would like to say is that if any young people are in crisis or need anyone to speak with, that you can text home at 68 68 68. Adults can text wellness at 741 741. And essential workers can also text frontline to 741 741. You are loved and liked, and I so appreciate you. I appreciate Ria. I have been following you guys for so long, and it's just been such a huge honor to finally be able to even just see your face. And I miss people, and I love doing this virtual stuff now because it's the only thing that we can do to be able to stay connected. I don't like the word social distance. I like the word socially connected. I know that people say that we have to be distanced from one another, but being socially connected just like this is what's going to make a difference this year.
Wow, we love you, Justin. We love you more than you probably will know. And the world loves you. And I know that you have so much love for everyone. Take care. Good luck with everything and keep us updated. But of course, we follow you every time. And we are just always praying that you stay safe and that may your glow always envelope everyone around you.
I love you.
Wow, Justin, your story once again leaves us speechless. The courage that you show, the compassion and support you have for others, strangers or not, they are values that we all should keep in mind. During these times when all we see is darkness around us, it's always amazing to hear such important stories of kindness. And you are one huge role model for all of us. Thank you for sharing your light and your special message. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us once again for a beautiful episode on Everything. Take care, stay warm, be safe. Bye for now.